deserve a fair shot to not be victims of it. Because sometimes you get pulled into shit, and it's usually the weaker people, people who can be easily led into shit, end up being part of something that they really not about. It's really not their core nature. You know what I'm saying? And it's because of that reason that I'm going to share today's information. This is for some, because we're all presumed innocent until we presume innocent until proven guilty. Okay? So to me, that means, give it your best shot if they feel like you're guilty, because we have a lopsided legal system. And sometimes the lopsidedness is way out of favor with who we are and what our background is. You know what I'm saying? Some people get caught up in stuff because they're easily misled. Like I said, this goes further to prove my point about when people are weak-minded. It might be like MK Ultra type people, right? And the issue then is this person doesn't stick up for themselves well. They kind of go along with the crowd. They might be outside of a crowd, but they have a hard time saying no. I've met people who have a hard time saying no in anything. They don't like to speak up. They don't like confrontation. A person like that might still want a good job, but might then be involved in something that they necessarily ain't want to get involved in. They just wanted to take care of their kid at home. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like those people at least deserve a fair shot. And in my experience, very often lawyers don't say what's necessary for people to actually be protected with law. They say what's good for, I think they're looking at the court, because lawyers are employees of the court, is what I've heard. Diddy should have also been careful, because I've heard that, like, since the day 26 pause, which you can go back and look at my video about that. It's kind of interesting, particularly if you check out the description box. But ever since the day 26 pause, he I feel like the information has been going downhill. Because, like, I just listened to one thing, one podcaster, and the only reason I want to say his name is because I feel like he's part of the freak out squad. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are people on YouTube freaking out because apparently this may affect them or somebody they know, or maybe their general audience. Maybe they've gotten to know some of their, because gangsters watch YouTube too. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it's affecting somebody they know or something, right? Because like I've been saying, well, I ain't gonna say it no more. Okay, so because of that, I feel like everybody deserves a chance. Sometimes these are women who don't stick up for themselves. Now they get pulled in. Just Lane now, but just Lane, she a different thing, because she had, her dad was the connection all the way back to where all of this may emanate from. We don't know what this is, where it's coming from. It's hitting us like a storm. But it's hitting our community so much so that people who can't speak up for themselves, who may be victims, see, y'all got to think about this all the way through. It's the other part that the state won't say, or whoever prosecuting him, they're not saying this part. Don't nobody want to deal with these two big elephants in the room. I used to have these elephant lamps, so they were so pretty. And the elephant looked like ivory, right? I'm sure it wasn't real. And it had like a square lamp top to it, but they were so cute to me. And it was the first time I had two lamps. I was excited, okay? And yes, I don't care what you feel about that. Like, I'm not trying to put myself down. I'm just trying to explain, like, I come from humble beginnings, and I have respect for my humble beginnings. So my two little elephant lamps, right? To me, when you got, cause at some point I started reading about elephants. Because I always wonder why honestly, this is how it started. I wonder why the Republican Party sign was an elephant. And then I just started hearing stuff about elephants in Africa and their husk or their thingy or whatever, their trunk. And it's something with elephants and rhinos and The rhino sign for echo started to stick out to me a lot, and I may have read something that made me have more respect for it, and then I start getting into some stuff about these elephant lamps. But so if the Republican Party is going to choose the elephant, you might be saying a little something. You know what I'm saying? Because we're elephants natural too. Why did they choose the elephant? Ain't that the elephant people is the Republicans, right? What is the Democratic sign? That's up to you. Okay. I can't really go down that rabbit hole because, I get lost down my rabbit hole. Okay, RICO. Basically, what I'm trying to say is the very victims of the crimes, the real stuff that's supposed to be behind the part they won't say in court that we know of, okay? The part they won't say in court, the part they won't admit even about parts of their own organization is the part that causes the very people who are victims of that to end up working for somebody like Diddy. You know what I'm saying? And then look at it. Look at how it's unevenly balanced and how much. Think about, what's her name? And she described her pay. I think it was Christina Forum, and she described her pay and how she and that whoever was the one that used to work for Suge. Y'all don't see what this man is deceptive on a deceptive level. Let me make sure my sound is working, and I'll keep going. Y'all don't understand the level of deception that's really in Diddy. He takes a black woman or whatever she was, but she's definitely a woman, beats her, what's it called? Allegedly abuses her on her job. This is part of her job. She's apparently got, she's on her cycle and it's coming down her leg, and she gets paid like 50 G's, and she's got an autistic kid, and she got to go through all that. Meanwhile, Brandon come in on 2022 and get paid up to 100 G's and get on and off the witness stand like that, saying he got a good lawyer. Let me tell you why he's correct. Because his lawyer was wise enough to tell him to say he would never he would never work for a criminal. And what that does is that takes him out of a possibility of being considered for RICO. Because according to what I researched, okay, in order to be considered for RICO, you have to have known you were part of this criminality. It like somehow, okay, let me get into it. Give me a second, y'all. I'm only stuttering because it's like, that's unfucking believable. So now do you see you're out? Okay? If you were part of it, knowingly, if you were part of it, did you know that that's what you was part of, is how they get you, okay? And you have to have known that this was criminal. Like some people, I don't know, my gullible butt, I be DJing. It be things going on around, and I be DJing. I don't know nothing about that, because I got 8 screens to look at. I gotta be sending out birthday texts all up over the screens and stuff, and then uh I gotta take with some requests. It's a busy job. It's a lot of buttons to push when you DJ nowadays. It's a lot of buttons. I'm telling you. Okay. So hopefully this is playing. Give me 1 second to do a sound check real quick, y'all, please. All I need to do is know what my channel is doing. Alright, so for some reason the thing told me I could, okay. Yay, I got sound, okay. I only have myself to check. Y'all know, y'all wasn't in the chat, so y'all couldn't check for me. You feel what I'm saying? Need you to check, man. Alright, somebody get over here and check. Okay, so here's what it is. As I start to read my essay, bear with me, y'all. Y'all ain't here yet anyway. Let me let you get a moment to get in the building so I can turn on the heat in the building. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm trying to tell you something that helps you, okay? Especially if you didn't know, you need to tell you this situation. And I'm not trying to get people who, I'm not people who have been out here like violating the rights of others, everyday common people, but people who don't know it, because the law don't protect us all the same. He's right. If you got money, you got protection. And the people that been on the stand that he paying their lawyers for, I think, man, can you imagine? That's collusion to me. How the fuck you gonna be on the stand against the dude that did shit, and you paying for your lawyer? Like, isn't there a law there? Like, what kind? All over the no, it's on the stand. It's another person he helping out somehow. And it's like, is he doing it or is it the company behind the company? BJ like to bring up. She be getting excited. But, who's really paying these people? Okay, so I gotta get ready to go. So I gotta whip through this. I'll have a different screenshot up later, the Diddy and After Dark. That's wild. I'm not really sure if it can see me. Okay, y'all. Whatever, right? Whatever's clever, Miss Shiver. But so we gonna read through the Ms. Rhea real quick. Hopefully this continues to work out where I can still read it, and if not, I'll do it later. Don't worry. I just gotta go take care of a lot of things that take a lot of time. It's a lot for me. All right, we're gonna go down to Ms. Rhea. You figure out how to best use it to protect yourself because I'm not sure if everybody's guilty, and they need to really deal with the two big elephants in the room. So you want to make sure you're guilty of this, okay? Because just like Brandon said, he had a good lawyer. That's why his lawyer is good, because his lawyer told him, "You need to act like you wasn't part of this." Remember, because the part where Brian still said, "You weren't just a drug mule, were you?" And he said, "No, I cleaned up." Something like that. That's how it happened. All right. So let me get this new background in, and then I can definitely continue on. I hope everybody is having a good Saturday. I'll be right with y'all. I have some music and everything, but I'm running slow on my Windows, so gotta upgrade some things. Hang tight if you got a minute. Check out the like button. If you like what you like, you feel what I'm saying? It's really about the actual content over here. Like, I don't really, um, I don't like when it don't work. I don't got time for it not to be working, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Alright. Just like this sometimes I really do big stuff, but I have older stuff myself. I'll fix your shit just fine, though, no problem. Alright, it didn't download, so let me get on that and we'll continue on. So it's saying that it can discuss legal advice with me, but it's not a legal professional. It says that by default, the key elements of a RICO charge are to understand potential. How about this? How about we try to let the damn thing read it? That'd be kind of nice. It's supposed to be able to do that. Let's see. I gotta go to the top. Well, anyway, this complex legal question involving RICO, racketeering, influence, and corrupt organizations.